Good. We still have to squint and see if we're on. Two grandmas and a microphone, number 9.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, so.
Oh, we want to make sure about our volume. I've been getting some feedback that our volume hasn't been working out so well, so please let us know because we tried to do something different today.
If this is loud enough for you, or if we have to buy microphones, we might have to, but anyway. So, it's been, what kind of week has this been? Things are still unsettled, right? But last Saturday night was amazing with the speeches. We felt really good about that. And Vicky had sent me, I don't know how many things that Joe Biden's going to change the first day he's in office about climate change. I felt very hopeful about that, especially one of them was about agriculture, and that is a key element in climate change, which is a huge concept that's really wonderful, right?
Yes, and I would just suggest you talk a little louder.
Talk louder. Okay, and what else?
Well, I wanted to say, so when I was a child, I remember we would watch the news as far as like anything the president had to say or with elections.
Right.
So I wanted to make sure my grandchildren saw these historical victory speeches.
Right.
So after my daughter made sure she was with her family, and of 2 boys that are 9 and 12, they watched the victory speeches, and my grandson who's 9 came away saying, "I'm going to be president one day."
Wow.
He told me, when I saw him, he said, "Grandma, I have to wait till I'm 35, but I'm going to be
He's going to
president
wait till
one
he's
day."
35.
But the funny thing was, I had read something about Biden that's what he did as a child. He said he would be president one
Wow.
day.
You never know.
Well, if anybody would be, Cody. Cody has that
Excellent.
personality.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. So anyway, that was exciting. I think it was the first time he ever heard anything like that. So that was
I hope we're around to see that.
You and me both. So that was fun. That was exciting. But I remember watching all that as a kid and how much it made imprints on me also.
Yeah, right. And the first lady and all of that.
Oh, that was even more
Right.
exciting than exciting. I mean, I felt every cell of my being for this woman winning this piece,
Right.
Only 244 years. That's it.
All right, so here, I'll be honest with this, because, this is how this all started with the
Yes,
patriarchy.
that's right.
And there's part of me that, wants the male in charge, which, obviously Joe Biden will be in charge, but when Kamala started to speak, there was just something about it. And then I closed my eyes. I'm not going to be like that. I'm not going to be like that. And I closed my eyes and just really listened to her, and it was great. So I'm so glad that I'm aware, because it's going to go away just by being aware of it.
I love your honesty, though. You see, that's what got us started. And with my whole heart, I love your honesty.
Thank you. It gets me in trouble sometimes.
What? I'm okay with it, though. See, because I'd rather have that than, how could I say, than you not talking about it. Because how do we change if we don't even look at what we might need to change on some level?
Right.
Maybe?
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, if you were, but I think the way we have interjected the patriarchal aspect of our society and views, it's
Right.
in men and women. It is not just in men.
Right.
It's not. So that piece is so real and so true.
There's fans.
So anyway, just that piece that if we don't even look at it, if we don't even, how do we change anything?
Right.
It's not fair to anyone.
Right. But things are changing. It's great.
Yeah,
I'm
it is
excited
changing.
and I'm hopeful, and it's good. And this week I decided, what I wanted to talk today a little bit more about is, about meditation and staying grounded. I've done so much better this week, and I feel so much better. I've been meditating twice a day, which is like huge for me. And there's part of me feels like, oh gosh, I'm wasting my time, but it's not a waste of time at all. I feel so much better. I'm not so agitated with the world, or with my family, or just with people around me. So, but I wanted Vicky to share a little bit. I guess I met Vicky a couple of years ago at our book club, and I was very impressed with her because she was you're so smart, and you're so articulate, but you also have this sense of calm about you. But then I find out that she lost her husband like 8 years ago. She had to sell this beautiful home where she lived and move someplace else during all of that, and you were amazing to me. So I'd love for you to talk a little bit about your spiritual practice and how it's important to you and what you do, and how you stayed whole through. I know it's got
Thank you.
just a few minutes here.
Thank you.
How you
I know.
stayed whole and grounded through all of that.
Well, my spiritual practice isn't something, I was saying to Mary, it's not like I do the same thing every day, except for one thing. I read something every day, and it doesn't have, there's one particular short reading that I'll read each day for sure, if I do nothing else, and it's from Science of the Mind. I've been doing that for years. So it's been such a process. I started on a more conscious spiritual journey when I was 28, 29, and so it's been a long journey and a wonderful one in many ways, and a hard one in many ways, difficult and challenging. At the same time, at the core of it all, I've developed this faith in myself and in God. You can call it universe, you can call it whatever, but just some higher source. So that faith really has taken me on this journey with me, that no matter what happens, I know I'll be okay. But to feel that, I was just
That's
telling
huge, right?
It is huge.
Yeah.
And to feel that, it's definitely with reading and listening and being silent. Like, silence is a big component of my life. I love being around people, and then I need to be silent to refuel and connect with the divine. And that is a regular thing for me. Actually, I love washing dishes and just meditating in that moment. Just
I'll try that one.
Not everybody likes that one. My son sang last night. Who likes washing dishes?
Let Mom wash the dishes. It's very spiritual for her.
One of my friends will say that you like washing dishes, so you could do it, right? Well, I just find it's a moment to just be grounded. Loving dishes started when my husband was ill with brain tumors. That's when it started. I would find that if I just looked out, did the dishes, looked at this beautiful view out my window, and if I would just focus on that.
And the warm water in your hands,
Well,
right?
I use gloves.
Oh.
So it wasn't that. It was just doing a regular everyday thing that helped me to get some groundedness, because my husband had brain tumors and all that was going on with that was surreal, So it helped me to get grounding. So I think from that time on, I've just always appreciated dishes, that it helped me to be in that meditate, or, maybe mindfulness state would be a better way to say it. So I think mindfulness, meditation, quiet, reading, has prayer, lots of prayer throughout my day, really. It's not like a separate thing.
Do you actually say a prayer, or is it just kind of talking to God?
It's like talking to God.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes it might be in the form of petitions. Mostly it's gratitude. I have gratitude beyond, I'm very grateful for my life and my journey. So a lot of gratitude every day. I'm grateful. And I don't know, people are meaningful, relationships are meaningful to me. Yeah, so that's been part of my journey. I think each person has to have their own spiritual journey, and I think I would encourage everyone to find their own way that brings them peace and develops their faith.
Right, and I think part of it is just deciding you're going to do it. It's not going to be, the angels aren't going to appear the first time or whatever.
Right,
You just have to keep with it.
Well, and you know what? Underneath it all,
And decide that you have faith in that it works.
the most important piece that really gave me momentum in my spiritual life was being honest. Being honest about the most difficult things about me. Wow, did that give me a big jolt.
So what does that mean?
Facing the things I didn't want to face about myself. Ugly, raw, honest truths. That's why I think I admire so much when you're so honest. I know that that's the foundation of any spiritual life or any spiritual relationship.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
right.
That's why I admire so. I was wow, that is huge. That is a big component of our journey, I believe. Honesty with ourselves, and if you can do it with another person, great.
And you should.
Well, I think it helps to do it
makes,
with another person.
Makes your life much easier in a lot of ways.
But that opened up my heart, being honest and facing the truth about how I was really feeling. Opened up my heart and never closed again. But before that, it felt like I was contained in this prison of fear. And so releasing all that, and that came from honesty and writing. Well, I love writing too.
Right.
Journaling is a big piece, yeah.
Right.
And writing it all out and feeling like I was communicating with a higher source, yeah.
So you're writing letters to God.
I was,
yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
Wow.
So that helped. That was a big propelling me on my journey, and having a personal experience that informed me of my own spiritual life, and developing, that inner communication. Yeah.
Right.
But again, that's for me. I don't advocate that whatever I do is what you need to do. I think it you find your way if you're silent, if you listen. Yeah.
And I did a blog post this week about the meditation, and I had some nice comments on it, just saying how I need to start doing that. So I think on some level people know that you need to. It's so helpful to slow down and to connect, to quiet, and all that.
Along the way in my journey, especially as a therapist, I really learned that each person has their own unique way of connecting with a higher source. It could be nature, it could be fishing, it could be like, it's just so unique to each person. And in that activity, or even in that stillness, God or the higher source finds a way to communicate with you. And it could be, like, to me, the foundation is love. So however, I remember being with one man one day as a therapist, and he was my client. I remember, oh my goodness, his children speak to him. Like, it's through his children that he hears the higher stuff, And
Wow.
so, or some people it's music, and that's a big way. A lot of people, or through music, like something gets to you, or somehow you get touched. That there's something in that.
So
To
you
me,
pay attention to that.
Yes,
Yeah.
like that's how you get spoken to
Right.
on the deeper level. So that whole idea of like this man with a beard that sits in a throne doesn't really like do it for me.
Right.
Actually, in the 7th grade, I knew it was really about love.
Wow.
Like something happened in the like I just was sitting in my Catholic, 7th grade and knew I couldn't tell anybody. Like that much I knew. Like
in
oh
the
God.
Catholic school,
Right, I
in
couldn't
your
talk
uniform.
about
You
it.
can't talk about
But
it.
I
no.
knew within the deepest part of me that that's what God really is,
Wow.
love. Like he or she is the source of all love. Yeah, the beginning, like the place that you go to. So that's my 8-minute distillation.
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh, my spirituality.
That's wonderful. So I'm hoping that if this is inspiring to people, that it's helpful to people. Why wouldn't it be?
I don't
So,
know.
anyway, let's see if we
Mary,
have
the topic.
any that we have. Oh, hang on with this. Hang on, we're telling your followers to follow you or something. Anyway, all right. So I think this is good for today, huh? Anything else?
It wasn't filled on Instagram?
No, it is.
Oh, okay.
It is. So
Okay.
thank you all so much for joining us. And if you have any comments, we'd love to hear from you. Any questions, let us know about the sound if you can hear us well enough.
Yeah, that would be great.
And we'll see you next week. Thanks so much.
Have a good weekend.
And if this moves you, please share it. We're trying to get the word out. That would be great. Thank you so much. Oh, how do we end this? Oh, finish.
The hard part is seeing it, right? The screen
know.
because of the sun, right?